Thanks for tuning in to Jonathan's Alaska. Today I'm going to talk about my 7 favorite things to do around Palmer, Alaska. So let's get started. Number 7 would be hunting for fossils in Moose Creek. If you take the Glen Highway about 10 miles outside of Palmer, on the left-hand side there's a little campground for Moose Creek. And if you walk down to the water, all along in the waterbed and on the side of the hill or the side of the bank, you can find rocks that have fossils. And sometimes you have to crack the rock open, and inside many times you can find fossils of ferns and other kinds of leaves, and occasionally even an insect. Number 6, to be honest, is one of my all-time favorites. It's visiting the Williams Reindeer Farm. Just a short trip out of Palmer, I'd say about 7 miles, down the Old Glen Highway is one of the neatest places that you can visit around here. It is the Williams Reindeer Farm. And in 1987, they brought the first reindeer into that little area and created the Williams Reindeer Farm. Nowadays, you can find about 300 reindeer, which are also caribou, depending on where they're at, that are milling around the place, and you can hand feed them. You can feed the moose. They have alpaca, they have elk. It's a marvelous place to take the family because you get up close and personal with reindeer. Number 5 is just about 300 yards from the Williams Reindeer Farm. It's the Bodenberg Butte. It's 900 feet tall, so it takes between 30 minutes and an hour just to hike to the top, but absolutely worth it because you can see 3 mountain ranges, the Talkeetna, the Alaska, and Chugach, as well as the Matanuska River, the Knik River, and you can see all the way back to the Knik Glacier. So for a family, it is a wonderful little hour to 2 hour getaway, just 10 minutes from Palmer. Speaking of the Knik Glacier, number 4 would be a flight seeing tour out of Palmer around the Knik Glacier. The Knik Glacier actually terminates into the Knik River. So you fly the face of the actual glacier and of course down ice canyons and all through that area. And you know, if you can see all 3 mountain ranges from the butte, you can certainly see them from that plane. For only about $100, it makes it a great trip. Number 3, we're going to go a little more practical. I get asked a lot about eating around Palmer. I would say there's probably 3 places that are pretty great. Turkey Red, which locally sources many of their vegetables and their meats. The Valley Hotel, which is a historic place. It's been around forever. And then the Palmer Ale House, which has live music in the summer, is a pretty happening place to go. Of those 3, I would say you're in pretty good hands. The great thing is, there's plenty of other places around Palmer that you won't be disappointed in. We're down to number 2, and that is Hatcher Pass, Independence Mine, Summit Lake, and all the trails that are up around that area. Specifically, April Bowl Trail or even Reed Lakes Trail, which is a super favorite of locals. After visiting the historic gold mine up at Hatcher Pass, you might want to stop on the way back down on the Little Sioux. There are many areas that you can stop and pan for gold along the way. Okay, and we're to number 1. It might be one of my favorite things to do when you're in Alaska. It's a little bit of a stretch to say that it's Palmer because it's about an hour ride outside of Palmer, but that will take you to the Matanuska Glacier. It's 2 miles wide and 27 miles long, and you actually get to walk out onto it. You'll see cliffs, you'll see blue pools, and you'll see caves, and all of them are ice. This is an amazing time that your family is never going to forget. Thanks for watching Jonathan's Alaska. My goal is to inform you and help you experience the best Alaska has to offer. And I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and hit that little bell so you know when new videos are released.